watch Bocchi the Rock.
I started and finished Bocchi the Rock in 2 days. Yo, 2 days? You're a demon! I know that probably doesn't seem fast for it being a 12-episode anime for some of you hardcore weebs, but for me, it's the fastest I've finished an anime since quarantine ended. Now, with that being said, I'm here to talk about my experience with Bocchi the Rock in a synoptic, analytical, and comedic format, so you can either throw my opinions to the dogs or judge whether you should give Bocchi the Rock a shot. Now, a little background on my experience with music anime. Before Bocchi, I have only watched about 3 music-based animes: Your Lie in April, Tacked Off Destiny, and Viviflor Eye Song. And now this is already going to get people to invalidate everything else I believe in this video. I watched all 24 episodes, and a maximum of 2 times was I actually interested. So that overall kind of killed my vibe with music anime. Now, I did end up watching Vivi and Tacked Off Destiny, but you can tell where I got the appeal to watch it. Not because of the music, but because of the action and animation and just how fucking cool they looked. Like, come on now, how could you not think this is sick? All this being said, though, that is not to disregard the fact that the music was an integral part of my enjoyment for these stories. So because of that, I stayed in the loop with music animes, namely K-On! And soon after, Bocchi the Rock. I haven't even watched K-On! Yet. Spoiler before the legitimate spoilers though, you should 100% give it a shot, because it unironically may be the best thing you ever watch. So I watched Bocchi the Rock 4 or 5 months ago. So pretty recently, if we're not including my inability to edit at a competent pace. Around the time when I was wrapping up my Chainsaw Man and Spy Family reactions, I really just wanted to watch a new anime on my own since I haven't really had the chance to in a while. And while I was scrolling through my watch list figuring out what lucky anime was going to have the dust wiped away from it, I kept on remembering an anime that some of my Discord members were watching week to week. I don't know if I needed to tell you this, but that anime was Bocchi the Rock. Hitori Goto. At 12 years old, she picked up a guitar for the first time after watching some random ass guy on TV talk about how a band can be a place where even introverts can shine. Good thing our character is an introvert, because everyone knows a good story follows an introvert. And that's what Bocchi the Rock is. An incredible story, following great characters, ridiculously good animation, funny comedy, and of course, playlist-worthy music! Anyways. Also, Bocchi is still Hitori. She was just given the nickname Bocchi, so that's the name I'm going to be addressing her as. How Bocchi sees her life moving forward is as simple as 3 steps. Learn guitar, create band with guitar, shine! But there were only 2 things stopping her from fully capitalizing on these visions. Her social anxiety and her social anxiety. Bocchi also harbors schizophrenia as a byfactor from her anxiety, but you don't think much of it as it's not portrayed like this, but more like this. Bocchi may have social anxiety, but what if an energetic Pikachu-looking girl chased her across the park? Quick attack? Good guess, but wrong! Obviously is get invited to a band. What else could it be? This girl's name is Nijika. She's a drummer for her band and is a big factor for Bocchi's growth as a character throughout the series. Now bear with me, the character I'm about to talk about is deep. Arguably the deepest in the series. I'm just pointing out the most interesting and entertaining trait about them. Bocchi then meets another band member, Kita, and even though she is portrayed as extroverted airhead, Kita easily sits in the Hall of Fame with airhead characters. Soon we learn that much like Bocchi, she has quite a self-centered goal. The only difference is that she joined the band to try and fuck Ryo. And yes, Kita wanting to fuck Ryo is canon, and after deeping this fact, I am pretty convinced that every character in the show is either lesbian or bi, and that even includes all the best girls that I will not be mentioning for the rest of this video. But hey, at least we got this song to level the playing field. Now Ryo is the bassist and unironically is the funniest character. She's an introvert who has a deep admiration for authenticity and uniqueness. And because Ryo is an introvert, Bocchi looks at her as someone she can relate to. But unlike Bocchi, Ryo could give 2 fucks about social interaction. Bocchi on the other hand desires social interaction. It's just that she has social anxiety. I remember a scene where Bocchi meets up with Rio at a cafe to ask about input for the lyrics that Bocchi was coming up with. And upon reading these lyrics, she was able to tell that the lyrics weren't made based on what Bocchi thought. Abandoning your uniqueness is equivalent to dying.
Wait, Rio said that? That's not a script, is it? What?
How the fuck does the most unreliable person drop the hardest quote of the series? To me, this line sums up the general idea of Bocchi the Rock. That everyone is unique by having their own goals and admirations. It's what shapes us and motivates us to keep living in a world that is full of corporate lies and apps that connect to our Wi-Fi. There's nothing one note about the show. And I think I've fallen deeper into this rabbit hole of why I think Bocchi the Rock is just a shockingly incredible show. At some points when watching the anime, I was so dumbfounded at the visual representations of what I believed to be from the manga. Like there was this one segment where, I kid you not, Bocchi begins to fucking die after seeing Kita's Instagram profile. And while Bocchi is just, I don't know, dying from a simple glimpse of Kita's profile, where Nijuka says, "Bocchi-chan, why don't you start your own Instagram?" And now, she is glitching out of reality. She gets placed into a manga as a slug, where she is then gifted by God and turns into Godzilla, burning everything to the fucking ground. Oh yeah, the video. So I did some digging to see how the art represents some of these universal depictions. I just searched up a chapter of the manga, and there was nothing. For the most part, the manga doesn't have any of these wacky visuals. Hell, even some of the band's performances get the glory of 2, maybe 3 panels at most. And while maybe the performances having few panels makes sense, considering you can't hear panels, that still leaves entire segments in 12 episodes of the anime to be original. Now, when anime and original are in the same sentence, it usually turns into something of a jump scare. But Cloverworks doesn't do that with Bocchi the Rock. Anime studios can struggle translating the pacing of a manga into a normal 24-minute episode. Yet hundreds of chapters of a manga can be consumed in only a few hours, and you can still recall that Obama went to Mars in chapter 1, but a grandma also consented to tit suckling in the same chapter. Is that how tits are spelled? And how Cloverworks turns Bocchi the Rock into an anime is how all manga should be turned into animes. Finding a balance where 24 minutes gives you the core information but has seamless elements, adding but not changing the story, and making 24 minutes feel like nothing. Specifically speaking though, I think this anime has a lot of relatability for people. Whether you're a musician or not, the topics of social anxiety, what being unique means, the references this anime produces, and the universal language being that of music, I think anyone's able to enjoy this anime. So if you've stuck around this long and haven't watched Bocchi the Rock, then what was the point? You have wasted roughly 8 minutes and 20 seconds of your life to watch this video, just for you not to be at least intrigued about Bocchi the Rock? If that's the case, then I feel slightly disrespected. And the point of this video is now worthless. Thank you though, if you had the slightest care in the world to watch it now because of this video. So this was where I was actually going to bring it to the outro, but I don't think I can really end this video off without having a segment about one of the performances. So, the gang's biggest performance. Zeus can't even stop this one. The only mystery to be had is the drummer on stage right now is kinda loud. Here we are, on stage, the most eyes that have watched the gang in 12 episodes, eagerly waiting for it to begin. It's go time, baby. Fuck this first song, though. I'm here to gush about the second song. This was the performance that solidified this anime as a juicy 9 out of 10 for me. At no point, post Your Lie in April watch, did I expect to give 2 shits about an anime involving performances on stage. But Bocchi the Rock did it. Cloverworks did it. Aki Hamaji did just that. So much to take in from just one specific moment. Seeing the growth and change within the characters and having them overcome in the middle of a performance. This wasn't just a goddamn band playing some silly song. It was a motivational speech. A speech without words, telling you can do whatever the fuck you want to if you put your mind to it. You can be introverted, extroverted, have a disability. You can be dead, but you can still do it. I laughed. I shed a tear. I was hyped. I was happy, and I was motivated when watching this anime. This moment was proof that absolutely nothing is impossible. So I dare you, watch Bocchi the Rock and be amazed, give applause, and be the best version of yourself. Because that's all that matters in life. Being the best version of yourself and watching Bocchi the Rock. I'm done. That's it. I quit YouTube. 4 months of my time editing and rewriting the script for this video, and I don't regret it at all. It's an unorganized piece of shit, don't get me wrong, but it's my unorganized piece of shit, and I love it, and I'm gonna cherish the shit out of it, okay? As you can tell from the video you've just watched, I am not an analysis or essay type of creator. All my explanations either resonate with you and are cohesive and you can understand it, or you don't understand it and you just thought it was a hot pile of dog shit if you're somehow still here. But yeah, I just want to say, if you did like the video, then don't expect me to give you any cohesive, nice, well put together explanations with good research and thought behind it. I'm just here to talk about manga, bro. Manga, anime, man. Just whatever I like, right? And I just want to talk about it in a way that you may or may not enjoy watching, you know? The video was also heavily inspired by Scamboli Reviews and Alex, so if you did see similarities, then, well, there you go. It was inspired by them, so that's why you see probably like a connection between certain editing styles or maybe a joke. I don't know what I threw in this video anymore. It's so unorganized. Like, look at this. Look at the horror of this goddamn timeline. This is 4 months of my time in a goddamn picture right here. I guess this is the part where, like, you subscribe if you liked the video, and if you didn't, then I should be asking, why the fuck are you here? Alright, well, it's midnight now, and I got an exam in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed now.